I'm one of those that tends to gravitate to reusable objects. Oftentimes it's better for the environment. But let's be honest, not every gift has to be reusable and last forever. Some of the best ones actually get used up by our kids. And it reduces the clutter in our own homes, which also helps us. If you're like me and you're hesitant to bring more clutter into your home, but still want fun and creative opportunities for your kids, then check out these disposable gifts that are great for neurodivergent kiddos.
Raising neurodivergent kids is messy, beautiful, and a lot. I'm Mary Ellen Yates, and this is Growing Together, Neurodiversity at Home. Let's figure it out together.
Okay, let's talk arts and crafts. So, in my house, my kids love arts and crafts supplies. My second son loves to draw. So we have all the supplies for drawing, different types of graphite pencils, sketchbooks, and then some mediums we like to use that can complement drawing are watercolor paint or acrylic paint, pastels, markers. There's tons of different types of markers out there. Ideally, ones that are washable, and color pencils, crayons. We especially like beeswax crayons because they tend to be a lot more vibrant. And also there are craft kits out there. One that has particularly interested me that I haven't tried yet, but it's on my to-do list is Green Kid Crafts. I like their mission. They use eco-friendly materials, including their packing supplies, to provide STEAM type activities for your kids. And their focus is sustainability and hands-on projects. So this also makes me feel a little less guilty about using disposable products because they're eco-friendly. And I like crafts because you're creating things. And so you're helping kids with their fine motor skills. They're doing less screen time. They are building their hand strength and their hand-eye coordination. There's so many things that crafts offer for kids. Also, some other things that are disposable, sticker books. I love these by Brain Games. They're activity sticker books. This one's almost finished, but on the inside you can see the type of projects that they can work on. They'll have a page that has the outline, and then you have these sticker pages where they to take off the sticker and then they put it where it goes. Now my kids, before they start reading, they will often just take the shape and figure it out like a puzzle. But then as they get older, they realize, oh, I'm getting a clue for where to put it to. So it can help for pre-readers and readers alike. And then these are the answer keys. It kind of shows what they look like after. They can look like a cool mosaic. And my kids often will put these on their walls or give them as gifts. I often find these at a reduced price at Ollie's. If you have one nearby, they often have them marked down, or Amazon. Those are the two places that I get them. But there are also other sticker books out there that I've used in the past that are kind of like preschool books where you do a certain activity and you're counting, or there's all different types of them out there. And I usually find those on Amazon too. It's easy to just do a quick search to find those. You can also use coloring books, coloring posters. My kids really like to do gem art with their grandmother. And then also modeling clay. You can create something and then it hardens and kids can either put it by their bedside or they can give it as a gift. Other art supplies that I always have on hand are construction paper, glue, different types of colored pens like gel or sparkly pens, popsicle sticks, all different types of items where they have endless possibilities for creating. Now, all of these different types of art supplies, I try to find ones that are good for sensory sensitive kids, that have low odor, that are non-toxic, and that are ideally washable. Well, we do have different levels of watercolor in our house. Mostly we just use the inexpensive Crayola ones for the younger kids, but then we do have some more pigment-based watercolor products as well in our home. But I try to keep those not as accessible to the little ones. Another thing that's not quite disposable, but it's also good for attention and focus would be puzzles, and you can rotate those seasonally or once a month or however you would like. That doesn't necessarily have to take up a lot of space. And don't discount practical gifts. I often like to give these as gifts for birthday parties because I feel like the birthday kids get a lot of stuff, so I try to make it something that's not going to take up more space in that parent's home. Probably because that's what I enjoy in my home as well, and so I do the same. But some of those would be obviously favorite snacks would be an easy one to give the kids. A baking kits, like a cookie kit or a cocoa kit. Those are often fun. You could do toiletry, bathroom type stuff, like a new toothbrush or toothpaste or bath bombs, their favorite shampoo. Add some of those in there too. Bubbles, chalk, and any other refillable items that they might need for school, like fun notebooks, markers, or glue sticks. Gift cards are really handy, or Yoto cards are really handy for our kids. They don't take up a lot of space, but they're something that my kids really enjoy. And the gift cards could be somewhere like Amazon or Walmart. Kids get really excited to have their own money to spend and to pick out their own item. It's really fun. And so the last thing I'd like to talk about is a mindset shift about letting things go. I often try to buy things that have a longevity because we're a family of 6 and we're on one income. So I try to my footprint on the environment as much as possible. So if I can use things again and not have it in a landfill, I try to do that. But there's a time and a place for everything. And having things that don't create extra clutter for a long period of time will give you a lot of peace of mind. And I think that value. Also, a lot of neurodivergent individuals, especially if they have ADHD, like a lot of novelty items. So it's okay to have some disposable things and use this new type of thing and then let it go instead of having more and more novelty items just collecting dust in your house. I have a collector in the house that likes to save everything, and I think it's okay to have a lesson in that sometimes we show that we really enjoy things by using it and then letting it go. A lot of these types of gifts that I mentioned today create independence, help with fine motor skills, keep hands busy, build confidence, but don't take over my house. I will link some of the items that I mentioned in the description below, and then they will eventually also be on my website, Growing Together at Home. I'd love to read in the comments some gifts that are disposable and creative that you like to give that don't add clutter to your home. For my holiday videos, I'll be sharing stuff or ideas for neurodivergent kids. Subscribe so you don't miss it. And I'm Mary Ellen at Growing Together Neurodiversity at Home.